Moving around. Introduction. You go to school daily by bus, car, scooter, bicycle, or you walk down to school. The means of transport you choose depends on the distance between your home and school. We use different modes of transport for going to different places. We do it on the basis of the distance that we have to cover. It also depends on our convenience. Origin of transport. People in earlier times used their feet as the only means of transport. This was later substituted by animals. People started using animals like elephants, horses, camels, and so on for this purpose. These animals were even used for carrying load. Later on, it was boat which was used as a means of transport. Initially, a boat was nothing but a simple log of wood in which a hollow cavity could be made. As ancient people started joining pieces of wood and gave it proper shape for making a boat. Invention of wheel changed the picture of transport. People started using wheels along with their domesticated animals. This gave rise to tongas, bullock carts, camel carts, and so on. People saved a lot of their commuting time and even went around in search of new places. Most common modes of transport used today are bicycles, scooters, cars, buses, trains and aeroplanes. All these run on wheels. With the invention of wheel and its advancement, now we have a good network of railways, roadways and airways. This has made traveling quick and easy. How far and how much? Non-standard units of measurement. In early times, people used their body parts as the units of measurement. There was no standard unit or method of measurement which could be followed all over. Some of the methods initially followed were handspan. A handspan is the distance between the tip of the thumb and the tip of the little finger in a stretched position. Cubit. A cubit is the distance between the elbow and the tip of the middle finger. Footspan. A footspan is the distance between the heel of the foot and the tip of the toe. Yard. A yard is the distance between the chin and the end of the outstretched arm. Fathom. A fathom is the length between both the arms stretched out. Standard units of measurement. The measurements using the parts of the body are not equal. They differ from person to person. Hence, there was a need to have a standard unit of measurement so that there could be a fair measurement. Measurement is the process to compare an unknown quantity with a known fixed quantity. This known fixed quantity is unit. Measurement consists of two parts, number and unit. To decide upon a standard unit of measurement, a metric system was developed by the French in 1790. A common system was adopted by the scientists all over the world and was called the International System of Units, SI units. The SI, or Standard International Unit of Length, is meter, m. Weight is kilogram, kg, and time is seconds. Smaller and larger units of measurement can be written with respect to these standard units. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeter. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. The SI unit of measuring mass is kilogram. Some other commonly used multiples are given here, which are used according to their suitability. 1 ton is equal to 1000 kg. 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram. 1 gram is equal to 1 upon 1000 kg. 1 quintal is equal to 100 kg. 1 mg is equal to 1 upon 1 lakh kg. 1 kg is equal to 1 lakh mg. 1 gram is equal to 1000 mg. 1 mg is equal to 1 upon 1000 gram. Similarly, we use different units for measurement of time. Almost all activities in our daily life, as well as scientific process, involve measurement of time. The SI unit of time is second. However, for many practical purposes, higher multiples and submultiples are used. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Is equal to 3600 seconds. The device used to measure time is called a clock or a watch. For some scientific experiments and sports events, we need to measure very short intervals of time with high accuracy. Scientists have made special stopwatches for such purposes. Normally, stopwatches can measure time accurately up to 1/100th of a second. The measurement of the amount of heat contained in a body is known as its temperature. The SI unit used for measurement of heat is called Kelvin. Normally, the unit degrees Celsius is used to express the temperature. Fahrenheit is also used for clinical purposes. How to measure accurately? While measuring, it is necessary to measure correctly and accurately. Be careful about a few things. Some of them are listed here. Place the scale in contact with the object to be measured. The scale should be placed straight. It should not be placed in a slanting position. The ends of the scale should not be chipped or curved. The zero of the scale, along with other markings, should be clearly visible. The position of eyes is very important. They should be placed in such a way that they focus straight on the point where the object and the ruler coincides. They should not be focused on any other point. Length of a curved line. To measure the length of a curved line, we either use a thread. Place one end of the thread at any one end point of the curved line. Use your fingers to press the thread over the curved line slowly and accurately. Place small portions of the thread exactly on the line. Use the other hand to stretch little more portions of the thread. Repeat this process till you reach the other end of the curved line. Use a marker to mark a point on the thread where it touches the end point of the curved line. Now measure the length of the thread correctly from one end till the marked end using a measuring scale, a standard unit. This measured length is the length of the curved line. Rest and motion. There are several things around us. For instance, the chair we use for sitting or the table that we use for writing. A child who is running on the road. The car moving on the road. We think of an object to be stationary or in motion by just observing the object alone. However, the fact is that we observe an object in relation to another object that appears to be at rest. The motion of an object is relative to the observer or to some fixed objects. When we see a car moving, we see it with respect to ourselves. If two cars are moving at the same speed in the same direction, they are not moving with respect to each other, but they are moving with respect to the ground. An object is moving when it is continuously changing its position with respect to the stationary objects around it. Thus, if an object changes its position continuously with respect to the stationary objects around it, it is said to be in motion. Motion may be uniform or non-uniform. Motion is said to be uniform if equal distance is covered in equal intervals of time. If an object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, the motion is said to be non-uniform. Types of motion. Motion can be classified into various types as given here. Rectilinear motion, translatory motion, rotational motion, oscillatory motion, periodic motion, non-periodic motion, random motion, simultaneous motion. Let us discuss the various types of motions. Rectilinear motion. When an object moves along a straight line, it is said to be in rectilinear motion. For example, an athlete running on a straight track, a car moving in a straight line. Translatory motion. When an object changes its entire position, it is said to be translatory motion. For example, moving vehicle, flying birds, running of a boy, and so on. When a car begins to move, the wheels of a car show rotatory motion, while the car on the whole shows translatory motion. While the car moves, its wheels show translatory as well as rotatory motion. Rotational motion. The type of motion where an object moves along a fixed axis is known as rotational motion. Rotational motion can also be termed as circulatory motion. For example, movement of a fan, spinning of a top, and so on. Oscillatory motion. When an object moves to and fro from its original position, it is said to be in oscillatory motion. The best example in this category is the movement of a pendulum. In this type of motion, the motion is repeated after a fixed interval of time. Periodic motion. When a particular motion is repeated after a fixed interval of time, it is referred to as periodic motion. Rotation of Earth about its axis every 24 hours is an example of this kind of motion. Non-periodic motion. A motion which is repetitive but not at a fixed interval of time is said to be non-periodic motion. For example, while riding a bicycle, we may pedal faster if we have to reach fast, or we may slow down as needed and hammering nail on the wall. Random motion. Imagine the motion of a dolphin in water. It moves irregularly in all the possible directions. Such a motion is called random motion. Simultaneous motion. A bus moving on the road shows this kind of motion. The moving bus shows translatory motion, whereas its wheels show rotatory motion. Many other objects show two kinds of motions simultaneously. In this example, the rotatory and translatory motions are taking place simultaneously. Hence, it is an example of simultaneous motion. A motorcycle undergoes translatory motion due to the rotatory motion of its wheels. The other examples are revolution and rotation of Earth, moving of a ball.